In part 4 of the Heart River Bridge build, we're going to weather the ties and the rail. And what I want to do now is make the deck, the wooden deck of this bridge, look a little bit more like wooden ties. And I talked about this a little bit earlier, but this was the paint that I used. Rust-Oleum Camouflage Flat Earth Brown. I had just sprayed this on the deck and along the sides to cover the rail and get the black shine, get rid of the black shiny plastic look. So now it goes on heavy, so be careful. And it's really a flat color. But I've been playing around with the rest of this deck, and I think I found a look that I'm after. But what I ended up deciding to do first is go with some Panaline, some of this Tamiya, and just blacken all of the ties. Doesn't take very long. Zoom in here a little bit. Just knock that brown color off. And you're gonna want a bigger brush. It's gonna soak it up, but just kind of put a wash of that on all these bridge ties. You know, get the ends. Just blacken them a little bit. It's gonna make a nice contrast with the metal. This dries fairly quickly. Just hit the sides and the tops. Hit some twice. The ends of these ties, when they're treated with creosote, the ends soak up a lot of that material, so they stay pretty dark. And just drag it across. Just keep everything awash. All of the wood. Down in between. Don't have to be too careful. I am avoiding this piece right here, this crossed steel girder, cross tie, crossbear. I want that to remain rusty. So I'm gonna try not. Make sure you get both sides or you're gonna get splotches. See how that flat brown paint soaks that stuff up, soaks up the wash. Starts looking better almost immediately. When you shake the stuff up, it actually works better. That's why I wasn't getting any color. That should be better. Do that until you're satisfied. Let's shake this up some more. Well, it might be good enough if that's what you want it to look like. Hit a few ties twice. They'll end up darker than the others. Just doesn't take very long. Just like that. That one will end up a little bit darker. We had just put the panel line, the Tamiya panel line color on the ties, and we let that dry. And now what I want to do, I want to add some randomness to the ties, just subtle variation, a little bit of wood color. Lighten up a few, just lighten some of them up so they don't, so they contrast with the rusty steel. And also, a lot of these ties would weather into a light gray, so I need to knock the black off, the pitch black off of some of them. And this is how I do it. Use a shorter brush, a wider short brush. I'm going to use some pan pastels. This looks almost like a whitish, pinkish orange, and it is called burnt sienna tint. You have to give this one a chance. It looks pretty good. And this one is raw umber. Wait a minute. Yep, it's raw umber. Pan pastels. And there's no right or wrong way to do this either. Pick some up with the brush, sweep it across the tie, work it in, some in there. I put it on plenty thick on that one. Powder up the side a little bit. Work it in. Then I usually blow off the excess. Okay, it shows up on camera more vibrant than it really is. But I'm going to use the same brush that I used on the rust. And just kind of work it into the tie. Back and forth, some of that brown will wear off. see the tie, it tones it down. Actually looks really good. Now it looks really, it really stands out next to the other black ties. There you go. Gonna go back and forth, work it in. Start seeing some of the wood grain. And just pick a few ties, do that. Let's grab this one. Just change it up a little bit. There's another one. Clean it off, kind of work it in. Do all of them if you want. It really starts to look good. I'm going to try some of this. Do the same thing, grab a couple ties. Hit it with this a little bit more of a tan color. And I'm losing focus here. There we go. Work that in. I have to imagine this bridge, this part of the bridge, inside the larger structure of the bridge. It's going to be in the shadows a little bit, so it's not going to be as bright and vibrant as it is right now. So you almost want it exaggerated a little bit. And if you, I might spray some dull coat over all of this once I'm finished. I see some of the places where I went a little overboard with this brush. The ties started to get shiny, and I don't really like that. It's actually burnished them. You hit the end of the tie. You hit it with this. Actually looks really good. Grab some more. Let's do this one brown. Heck, rub it in with your hand. Who cares? Wipe it on, wipe it off. Spread it out. It's going to keep looking better and better the more you work with it. Now these short ones, you don't have to necessarily do this part here, along here, because this is going to get covered up with the walkway. But you will be able to see it between and next to the rails. Looks. Try to tilt it. Just go back and forth and do that for a while. I'm just going to keep doing this. I'm going to make sure I hit a few here and there. This one, maybe this one. Go all the way across. Nope, I guess I didn't need to hit that one. That's okay. Every tie weathered different. Every tie had just a little bit more or less creosote than the next one. A little bit different wood grain. you get the end, pick some up off the workbench and rub it in with your finger. Brings out the end. See what that does? It just kind of highlights it. I'm gonna do this for a while, and we'll come back and look at it. This is what I've ended up with. It's looking pretty good. It's hard to get it all on camera with the light. I still need to go over the rails a little bit more. I still want to highlight some of the tie plate and spike details. I have one more powder I want to try. This is a Bragdon powder. I want to try this light gray. Just see, just dust a few ties with this kind of an ash color. I'm not even sure if I'm going to see it, but I don't know. Maybe they all need it. Not sure if this is doing anything. Thought I would try. Just so the ties look different than the steel sections of the bridge. I mean, treated wood is going to weather different than rusty steel, so. However, they'll all be covered with the same dust, and they're all going to get the same rain. You're gonna get the ash falling out of the locomotives. So I don't know if that gray did anything. But that's where I'm at right now. Now, I think I'm just gonna follow the edge of the rail with some I got some of these these enamel washes. I might use some of this dark rust. Let's try that. Grab a small brush. Let's see what kind of mess we can make. It needs to be shaken some more. I'll throw a couple BBs into this. Should agitate it a little bit better. Bust up some of the big chunks of pigment. Oh, drop that on your pants. I shook that up, I dropped the cover. My phone's about to die. Phone's plugged in again. I want a small brush that's gonna hold a little bit of paint. Try this one. I'll pick up some of this panel. Line. This is not panel. Rust streaks. I'm just gonna follow the edge of the rail. Let's pick a good spot. Right here. Keep it off the top. You're also hitting the heads of the spikes, and that kind of highlights them. And you got the little rail joiners, the tie plates here. Let's go back and forth. Keep it off the top. And then what I'm also going to do is carefully just go over the spikes and plates. This is going to take a while. The steel's going to be rusty and the wood isn't. The wood's going to be faded and weather beaten. The steel's going to be rusty and dirty. Just a little bit of contrast between the two of them really looks nice. Yeah, let's see what I've done. It's going to be shiny till it's dry. So I'm going to do some of this. You don't really need to watch all of it, but I'm going to start at the end. Prop this up so I can get to it. Yeah, let's start length of the rail. Come back after I painted all the rail and all of the spike heads. So it'll be easier once I get the camera out of my way. As much as I want you all to see this, it kind of makes me paint from a distance. So what I'm going for. I'm gonna do the whole thing. All right, this is what I've ended up with. I said I was gonna use this Rust Streaks AK paint, but I switched to the light rust wash. It just shows up better. It's better contrast. Might be a little bit exaggerated for an old rust look. However, I think it'll contrast better with the ties. What do you guys think? Tie plates kind of pop out. They look pretty good. The joint bars, I should say. Some of the paint's still wet, so it's kind of shiny. Oh, I think I'm just gonna leave it. Make sure I didn't miss any spots. This is looking straight down at it. The ties are a little bit shiny. I wish they weren't. I'm not sure if I want to hit them with some dull, some flat. It's just because the light is so intense, I think. Well, other than some minor touch-ups, maybe I'll hit some of these bolt heads with some orange rust, some light rust. Let's see if that's even worthwhile. Let me try it on a couple here. It's hard to see. I don't know if it accomplishes anything. I don't know. This isn't full-on paint, it's just a wash, so it's not gonna add a lot of color. I should have some rust paint. Wood and gray. I'm sure it's here somewhere. Well, for now I'm gonna leave it. Let it dry. The more I mess with it, the more I have to fix. So this part is pretty much done, I guess. I need to run some feeders for these two powered rails. But other than that, I think I'm satisfied with it. So this is it for the deck. Please comment. I'm open to constructive criticism. Could I make it look better?